Come on in, guys. Welcome to Idled Out, where we talk all things Survivor. My name is Luke, and today we're talking about the most lopsided tribe swaps in Survivor history. Okay, I'm presuming we're all familiar with tribe swaps. You start on one tribe, make it through a few rounds, and before you know it, you're pulling a new buff out of Jeff's hat, reshuffled into new tribes. And sometimes the tribe switch can go horribly wrong for you. While most random tribe swaps end up relatively physically balanced, sometimes the luck of the draw is incredibly lopsided, leaving one tribe with most or all of the challenge beasts, and one tribe with the miscellaneous. And because those weaker tribes are almost always more entertaining, often bordering on train wrecky, for this video we'll largely be focusing on the weaker tribes, the castaways who drew the short end of the swap stick. Finally, because most tribe swaps come late in the pre-merge and there's not really enough challenges to conclusively say this or that tribe is objectively the worst swap tribe ever, I won't be looking at the challenge win statistics when ranking this time. Let's just trust our eyes, shall we? You don't need an Excel spreadsheet of challenge wins and losses to know when a tribe isn't great. All that said, let's dig into the most lopsided tribe swaps in Survivor history. At number 6 is the tribe swap in Survivor Blood vs. Water. This season, pit a tribe of former Survivor players, selected via Brant Steele's randomized cast button, against a tribe of their loved ones, meaning that the Day 14 swap, where we might finally see loved ones play with each other instead of against each other, was going to be one of the biggest payoffs of the season. Look, Jeff's never leaned harder into a theme than he does here, squeezing every ounce of blood from this metaphorical stone, with probstisms about family, parental love, and sibling rivalry that border on unhinged. This swap was so anticipated they actually threw to commercial before the swap. Never mind the fact that there are only 3 pairs of loved ones still intact in the game proper at this point, and one of them is Hayden and Kat. Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's super invested in this relationship. Definitely not Hayden. At the tribe swap, we get a wildly mismatched Galong and Tadana, with new Galong having every woman and Vetus, and new Tadana having every man and Sierra. But at least Jeff gets his dream. One loved one pair is swapped together. Mother-daughter duo Tina and Katie. And what a duo these two are. Tina, Survivor winner and bona fide legend. Katie, apathetic about Survivor to the point of boredom. We spend a lot of time with new Galong over the next 2 episodes, both because the only loved one pair is on this tribe, and also because they unsurprisingly lose all 4 post-swap challenges. This is actually, in theory, a pretty bad spot for Vetus. 4 of the women on this tribe are from original Galong, and Vetus's only original tribe mate, Katie, wasn't exactly his bestie. Much of the post-swap revolves around how Vetus can possibly weasel out of elimination. How does he do it? Well, Vetus is a master BS artist, laying on the sensitive, reformed bad boy shtick heavily to earn Tina, Monica, and Laura's trust. But his ace in the hole that gets him to a heartwarming merge reunion with brother Aris? Tina's thirst for grandchildren.
I would be honored if he took an interest in Katie, just because he seems like such a straight-up guy. However, the guy who gets Katie is going to have to hit her over the head with a club and drag her into his cave, because Katie is not a very flirtatious girl.
Whoa, save the cute stories for the wedding, Tina. At number 5 is the swap in Survivor Worlds Apart. While the 3 original tribes on this season were all quite balanced in terms of challenge ability, this completely random swap into 2 tribes put all the blue-collar beef and Joey Amazing on one tribe, and everyone else on the other. New Escameca is completely stacked, with 2 bros, a horse girl, a horse boy, an NFL kicker, Joey Amazing, and their secret weapon, the slide-puzzling, word-scrambling god, Danger Dan Foley. Compare this to New Nagarote, and if any of the challenges involve knowing the horoscopes of Survivor winners or constitutional law, this tribe's golden. Jeff even comments on the mismatch, which is immediately proven as Escameca handily dominates the following reward challenge and then the following immunity challenge. At challenges, this tribe is a mess, but at camp, things are arguably worse, as Shireen and Max's eagerness to share pointless Survivor trivia irritates everyone else. Guys, leave it to the professionals.
I think it was Capricorn has won Survivor the most. That is the most winners.
Really?
And then after that, there are a couple Leos.
You know, they can actually probably all live with the Survivor trivia, but sharing the Planter's Wart might be a bit too far. At Tribal Council, Max compares this incredibly mismatched swap to the One in One World, which, pipe down, dude, you're kinda spoiling the video. Oh, that's better. Nagarote actually manages to win the next 2 challenges, if only because Eskameka throws the next immunity challenge, but hey, a win's a win. This would turn out to be the much more likable group of people, so I'm not gonna hold this against them. Up against a tribe with Joe, Mike, Tyler, Rodney, and Sierra, getting to the merge and losing only a single member is a pretty solid feat. At number 4 is the swap in Survivor David vs. Goliath. This is the only tribal expansion on this list, taking us from 2 tribes to 3, and what an expansion it is. As the castaways unfurl their new buffs, take their spots on their new tribe mats, it becomes clear that one tribe is in a lot of trouble. It ain't them. It's them. Smile through the pain, Nick. Smile through the pain. Outside of Kasaya, this may be my favorite post-swap tribe in Survivor history. When the least iconic member of your tribe is Lyrsa, you know you've got a god-tier tribe. Now, despite being obviously outmatched physically, Jabeni's actually not completely god-awful at challenges. Hey, I said not completely. They're still sort of god-awful at challenges.
Dude, I'm full on cramping.
Even still, they managed to come in first or second in 3 of the 5 post-swap challenges. Unfortunately, the 2 post-swap losses they have are for immunity, where we'll unfortunately lose both Natalie and Lyrsa. Future survivors would do well to watch how both Mike and Nick handle being swapped into their advantageous and disadvantageous positions respectively, both playing the swap nearly flawlessly given the cards they were dealt. Mike, given a solid Goliath majority, creates a genuine cross-tribal bond to put himself at the center of the tribe, the only person on this tribe whose name never comes up for elimination. And Nick, swapped into a numerical disadvantage, quickly connects with Mike, taking him from 4th on the pecking order to 2nd, a move that saved him in a swap where he very easily could have gone home. Saving the best for last, we also have to mention Angelina's masterful play at this stage of the game. Now, I don't have time to list all of her subtle social manipulations and incredible gameplay moves, so how about the best? Angelina cleverly plays Natalie at her elimination, voting for Lyrsa despite knowing Natalie's being voted out, then acting shocked as Natalie leaves in an effort to secure Natalie's jacket on her way out the door. Now, the only reason I can think of why Natalie didn't give Angelina her jacket is because she just couldn't hear her or something. Otherwise, she obviously would have. But this was truly inspired gameplay, a sign of slick negotiations and risk-taking to come. Actually, forget Mike and Nick. I'd instead advise future survivors to watch Angelina's post-swap gameplay to see what peak survivor performance looks like and emulate it. Please.
Natalie.
At number 3 is the tribe swap in Survivor Karamoen. This is the first swap on this list where I would categorize the tribes as comically mismatched. This honestly looks like what would happen if you just took every remaining player of the season, ranked them in order of challengeability, and put the top half all on one tribe and the bottom half all on the other tribe. Just look at post-swap Goda. This is a squad fit for the Avengers. We've got Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, you can be Hawkeye. Bacall, this is more a squad fit for the midnight opening of the Avengers. Now, given the power disparity between these two tribes, you'll probably be unsurprised to learn that Bacall went 0 for 3 in the admittedly incredibly physical post-swap challenges. Well, 0 for 3 if you believe objective reality. If you believe Philip, he threw the Episode 7 immunity challenge single-handedly, something he allegedly could have easily won, because Julia is simply too big a threat to take to the merge. Yes, Julia. With a clear 4-3 advantage over the fans, this whole post-swap should be pretty smooth sailing for the favorites. And while 2 fans, Matt and Julia, are sent home during this swap, the personality clash between Corinne and Philip threatened those very easy votes. Yeah, it's hard to think of 2 personalities that would get along less than Corinne and Philip. This rivalry, on the verge of boiling over, only doesn't because Corinne listens to her sound internal logic and stays with a favorites alliance she's spent weeks forming bonds with from an original tribe that largely still has the numbers advantage with an impending merge on the horizon.
Philip is beyond awful. Like, if this was the real world, I would kick his ass. But for me, it's a waiting game until I get to hold up that parchment and go, this is what Boston Rob would have done.
A lot of good that did her. At number 2 is the swap in Survivor One World. You know, it's fitting that post-swap Monono is one of the most physically outmatched tribes in Survivor history, considering that pre-swap Monono was one of the most mentally outmatched tribes in Survivor history. Why in 4 short episodes, the big brains at original Monono managed to vote out their strongest physical competitor, let Joffrey Baratheon gain full control of their tribe, and unanimously give up immunity and go to tribal council for no reason. As fate would have it, the swap would send Monono's few remaining challenge competitors, Troyzan, Jay, and Mike, over to Solani, and get Monica, Alicia, and Christina in exchange. Sizing these 2 new tribes up, it's clear that Solani's going to have to try hard to lose challenges from this point on. Of course, it doesn't help that Colton nukes what little morale his new tribe has, comparing the swap tribe to a team of Greek gods versus a team of peasants. I mean, he's definitely not wrong, but this isn't exactly going to inspire hope. While this season desperately needed some sort of shakeup to make it more palatable, this ain't it. On Solani, Kim continues to cruise control through the game, and on Monono, Colton continues his complete tribal domination with a new partner in crime.
You have 2 more days, you have 2 options. You have 3. You can enjoy your last 2 days, you can quit, or you can jump in that fire, whichever is more convenient for you.
Wow, I never thought I'd say, can we see what's going on with the tribe that has Mike, Jay, and Chelsea on it? But here we are. Monono loses the 3 post-swap challenges and votes off their only decent challenge competitor, Monica, at the whims of Colton. They likely would have then lost the next immunity challenge and voted out Christina, except Colton comes down with, you know, I honestly don't even care, and leaves the game. After Colton's carted away, the tribes merge, mercifully ending one of the nastier tribes in Survivor history, starting the game anew with high-octane strategy, exciting and likable characters, and... okay, sorry, I couldn't even finish that. The most lopsided tribe swap in Survivor history is Survivor's second ever tribe swap in Survivor Marquesas. They were still clearly hammering out the details in their second ever swap. By this point, Mata'amu's the only tribe that suffered any losses, meaning the tribes were 8-5, a tribal ratio they somewhat bafflingly keep as the survivors are randomly swapped. Things then go from bad to worse for the people about to be on New Mata'amu because this tribe randomly gets the 4 physically weakest players in the game, and Gina. You can see the sense of impending doom on Gina's face as Nalia, Kathy, Sarah, and Pascal join her one by one. Seeing all the upset faces on this new tribe, Jeff takes a moment to drop some encouraging words, telling them that this was planned long in advance and that the swap is neither good nor bad, it's just the game. I don't know, Jeff, looks pretty bad to me. Physically outmatched, down in numbers, and full of a bunch of lovable underdogs, this tribe instantly becomes one of the most rootable tribes in history, despite Sarah's best efforts. I'm not sure if things were changed on the fly because they didn't want a wholesale slaughter of the far more likable tribe, but Marquesas' post-swap challenges are largely non-physical. Instead of races or endurance challenges that you might expect, we get blindfolded puzzle piece collecting, creating an SOS signal, and tapestry unraveling as our challenges. In all fairness to that last one, the Marquesas challenge budget was clearly on a shoestring. This is the season that brought us stilt walking, kite flying, and making popcorn as challenges in a $1 million game. After losing the episode 4 immunity challenge and voting out Sarah, Mata'amu actually hits a bit of a hot streak, winning the next 3 challenges. Seeing these guys lose the final pre-merge challenge after winning 3 in a row is pretty devastating. At this point, these 4 are clearly the heroes of the story, and it hurts a lot to see Gina leave 1 round before the merge after surviving 18 long days on this cursed tribe. Hey Gina, if it makes you feel better, this was planned long in advance, and the swap is neither good nor bad. It's just the game. See? Feeling better already. Got nothing else for ya. To help me share more Survivor trivia than Max, like and subscribe, and I'll get you more Survivor content just like this. Until next time, don't get idled out.